Alright, I am back. So got the radiator core support back in, got everything bolted down, got this anchored in place. I just used some zip ties. That's what I had on there before, basically. Got the receiver dryer bolted in, and the connector actually does reach, but this line is too short, so what I'm probably going to do is cut it and find the same size line and extend it just a little bit. That should be too big of an issue. Got these heater hoses. I'm going to put those on here shortly. Got both electric fans installed. This one, I need to get a spacer for it and a longer bolt. But they're on there pretty good. Still got some space. Gotta run the low radiator hose. Hopefully I have enough room down there. But got the exhaust manifolds. Those came in. I had a little bit of clearance issues down there, so I had to tap the pipe in. Same with over here. You probably can't see it anymore, but look down there. That last pipe was hitting the steering shaft, so I pounded that in a little bit. Just made a little love with a hammer. Did the trick. But I tell you guys what, it got tight in here quick. It's almost just as crammed as the 4-liter was, but yeah, just slowly making progress. Fuel line came in, so I'm gonna go ahead and get that hooked up too. Neutral safety, I was fiddling around with it yesterday. It seems to be working, but I'm still trying to get the wiring figured out. So I'll give you guys the color codes here once I get everything dialed in, but don't take my word for it as of right now. Flying blind here. My quick connects came in for my fuel line, so it's a 6 AM thread, and I had to get 2 different sizes. So on the Chevy is a 3/8, and on the Jeep side there's a disconnect down below the firewall. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Down here is a fuel line. It disconnects here, for those of you that don't know that. So I just got me a quick connect, and I tested it, make sure it fits, and it does. And it comes off easy. Just push these blue tabs in. And it comes off like so. These threads are the same size, so it should be made for the same size line. Therefore, I don't have to make any weird adapters. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and mess around with that and get the low radiator hose put on, get the heater hoses put on. A lot of stuff ain't important to get it started, but I'm just doing what I can while I'm still waiting on some parts. So I got me 2 1.5" inner diameter 90-degree elbows, and they are going to be trimmed down a little bit. I'm going to cut some off of here, maybe some on this side as well, but I haven't really gotten to that point yet. In case you guys are wondering where I got these exhaust headers from, I got them off of eBay, and you can find these almost anywhere. They're for an S10 swap, and they fit the Cherokee almost perfectly. So this one right here, it kind of hits the floor a little bit underneath, but just barely. So I have to like do some modifications on that. And over here, they're actually not identical to each other. This one points down a little further. So if I were to have this style over here, then it would have hit the firewall. I'll show you guys what I got going on. So you see this one, it dodges everything almost perfectly. Doesn't interfere with the transmission, doesn't interfere with the starter. If you notice, they're orientated differently. But this one is coming in contact with the floor, just barely. Not too big of an issue. I gotta figure something out about that. I do need to get the exhaust done on this thing. And but yeah, this one, it's out here in the open, so it's pretty much perfect. Also, I gotta tighten the motor mounts. But other than that, thing's almost ready to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and get going. Maybe do the fuel line first, and then heater hoses, and then lower radiator hose. I do need to get a upper radiator hose. For those of you wondering what the size is here, so on the top is an 1.25 inch inner diameter hose, and on the bottom is an 1.5 inch. And luckily the inlets on my radiator are the same, so that's why I was able to keep my stock radiator. My only problem is the upper radiator hose goes from here to here, so the top one is fine, but the lower one is there. I kind of wish that my lower inlet was over here. You can get radiators for these things that are designed that way, but I'm kind of on a budget here, so I'm just going to work with what I got. And I did get another gooseneck for it. I'll leave a link in the description for that. I'll leave a link in the description for all this stuff. Hopefully I don't forget anything. If I do, let me know in the comments. But that being said, enough jibber jabber. Let's get some shit done. So the company I got this from is Evil Energy. This come in a kit, comes with fittings and everything that you need. And it also came with 20-foot hose. It is steel braided on the inside, so you're gonna need special cutters to cut this. The kit I got came in a 20-foot roll. Hopefully that's enough to do the fuel rail and both transmission lines, because I'm running this style line on my transmission because it's got the fittings on there already. So yeah, hopefully this will be enough. I highly doubt it, but we'll see. Just got these. I don't need these at the moment. I may use these for my transmission. They should be the same. These are what I need, the straight ones. So I'm gonna do the 5/16 side first, which is the Jeep side. Then I'm gonna do the 3/8 side last, once I get everything ran. So this goes on there like that. Okay, sweet. Should have everything. So this goes in. So you back this out a little bit. Maybe back it out all the way. And this goes in. Should go in. Hold on a second. Okay, I figured out what I was doing wrong. So this piece right here that goes on the hose is actually left-hand thread, not right-hand thread. But yeah, it's on there pretty good. Gave it a fresh, clean cut. And now we can go ahead and put this guy on there. Goes in there. Go ahead and get him tightened up. All right. Go ahead and fish it down there. That's on. I don't think that's going anywhere. All right, so I got these universal hoses off of Amazon, and they should be the correct size. I saw a guy on YouTube. He also did an LS swap on his Jeep. And these are the hoses he got. Here's the part number for the big one, and here's the smaller one. Part number for that. That's the brand. For those of you that care. So as far as the inlets on the heater core of the Jeep and the inlets of the water pump on the LS, they should be the same, or at least that's what the research told me. First things first, I gotta get these other hoses off. They've been cut, so I gotta take those off real quick, and then just get them mocked up. These out. I might use these. Damn, have fun getting your hands in there. Looks good. All right, next order of business is getting this little radiator hose on. So, yeah, really all I gotta do is just get it mocked up and then cut off the excess, what I don't need. Hopefully down there, don't have to do much. But up here for sure, because it's gonna stick out way too far. It's gonna hit the fan. So I'm gonna toy around with that, and then I'll show you guys what I come up with. This isn't bolted down yet, but bottomed out. Yeah, that may work. Might trim a little bit more off, but looking good. Alright, so this one has not been cut yet. And honestly, I don't think it needs to be. I don't know. Seems awfully close. That's better. Should be okay. Get these tightened up. Alright, lower hose is in. It's a little close to that pulley, but it might be okay. We'll see. Other side, got all this tightened up. I did take a little bit more material off, but nothing too crazy. So it's now clear from the fan. But yeah, looks good. I still gotta get the alternator bracket and power steering bracket, which reminds me, I do have to take into consideration about the belt. Hopefully it won't hit this hose. If it does, I'm gonna have to figure something else out. But the new kit comes with a tensioner, and I think it hangs out right in here somewhere, so it should just barely clear that hose. But I don't know yet. Until I get the kit, I can't really determine that as of right now. I also gotta look for more of these inserts right here, because what's crazy is this is an 04 engine, so it doesn't have a throttle cable setup, but it has the mounting spots for the throttle cable bracket, but only one of them was threaded. So I gotta find more of these. I bought some, but they don't fit in the hole just right, so I gotta be on the hunt for more of those. But in the meantime, go ahead and get everything buttoned back up. I'm in the process of getting the wiring cleaned up. I cleaned it up a little bit back there. Just gotta buy some more loom. But until I do that, I still gotta get all the wiring buttoned up. But yeah, this thing's close to getting started. Alright, while we're here, I'm gonna go ahead and utilize the rest of this line and run my transmission cooling lines. So I put one of the fittings on already that came with the kit. Got that tightened up. So I'm gonna run one line, and then hopefully I have enough to do the other one. I seriously doubt it, but we'll have to wait and see. Just go ahead and get it fished down in there. Alright, got the lines ran. Got them tightened up. And just a quick reference here. So I looked up a diagram on these. This rear port comes from the cooler, and this front one here goes towards the cooler. So basically you got input and output, or in this case, you got input, you got fluid coming in here, and you got it going out there. Forward one goes to the cooler, and this rear one comes from the cooler. So how I have this set up is this goes to the rear port, or from the cooler. Usually output on the cooler is at the bottom. So basically you're working with gravity set up against it. So that's the setup I'm running here. I do have plenty of hose, which is nice. I didn't think I would, but less money I gotta spend. But I'm gonna get it cut to length. I did leave a little extra. I have it looped around back there just in case I need to move this. I do want to get a different cooler eventually, maybe a better one. I want to get one with the 6AN fittings on it. I think that'll be a lot better. But in the meantime, this will work. So yeah, without further ado, let's get this last line on. And that should be it for today.